Let's face it, life isn't easy. If you're stuck in a bad relationship, betrayed or afraid of tomorrow, financially insecure, or desperate for a breakthrough, you've come to the right place. Dr. Carmen Harra is a renowned psychologist, intuitive, relationship expert, and best-selling author, and she's here to give you the miracle guidance you need. Her new call-in show, Miracle Guidance for Everyday Life, offers profound wisdom, practical advice, daily exercises, and empowering predictions, all for you. Dr. Harra's show aims to eliminate everyday problems, big and small, with topics like healing your relationships, reclaiming your power, achieving better health, dealing with loss, and so much more. Regain the joy, stability, and fulfillment you deserve to feel. Tune in to Miracle Guidance for Everyday Life with host Dr. Carmen Harra, live every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern, and find the answers you've been looking for.
Hello everybody, and welcome to another episode of Miracle Guidance. I'm Dr. Carmen Harra. So excited to be live every Tuesday evening, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on OMTimes Radio. Every Tuesday I'm trying to talk about a different topic, choosing interesting things to discuss with you. And I always want your participation, so I'm very excited anytime you call in to share with me your opinion about the subject and your own experience. And tonight I have, I think, a very, very fascinating topic: how to heal childhood trauma. It is a fact that trauma permanently changes us. It is especially true that childhood trauma is affecting us and changing our life forever, because memories of painful experiences from our younger years will linger, leaving lifelong imprints in our minds. And many of us, we create that, what is called dissociated amnesia, and pretend that never happened. But wounds that were left open during our youth will leave scars as adults, stifling us from reaching out our potential and instilling irrational fear in our hearts and sabotaging things that we do, sabotaging relationship. So if you're still feeling the effects of a difficult things going in your life, look back into your early life. And it's never too late to mend your wounds from the past and clear your path into the future. So that's one of the reasons why I want you to call in when I touch upon a subject like this, 202-570-7057, because I want to invite you to the conversation of a subject like this. I work with the subject. I work for many years. I'm interested in the subject a lot because I work with people for many, many, many years. And when I look at their lives, I see I see what they complain about. And I see that many things that they are going through are just a reflection of those wounds that come from the youth, from the childhood. Like Freud always used to say, and that's why I think Freud will always be the father of psychology, of psychiatry, the one who opened door to understanding this field in investigating the mind, because he said everything goes back to that time in our life. Everything goes back to the childhood. Now, as I said, if you're experiencing some form of trauma sooner or later that leaves those scars, if those scars are not healed, you will spend the rest of your life manifesting and manifesting those trauma, and also rejecting those traumas. Because traumas can be buried, and the tendency is to bury those in our subconscious mind. But they already buried, they're not really, forever removed. They become dormant. They can sometimes be almost undetectable, but one single event can make them wake up and they resurface. When trauma that are not resolved grow more intense in time, that's why I said many times that karma is something that that grow like weeds, because karma is a memory of the soul. So what they get attached to the memory of the soul, they will reappear in similar scenarios over and over again. Look what's happening in the world. Look at the repetition of the same scenario with killing people in subways, in different environments. The same thing, taking a gun and killing people. The same war. 100 years ago, 77 years ago, keep on repeating and repeating and repeating. Is the repetition. And we don't seem to understand why is this continuously happening to us. Why and why and why? Because this has been buried in the subconscious mind of the collective mind of the planet, and will continue to resurface forever, 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 until this will be healed. And it's not healed. Because it's not healed, it manifests again. So trauma is attached, as I said, and stays there, and something triggers that experience. One way that traumas arise is out of, as I said, childhood experience. They usually begin at home as we grow up witnessing the dynamic between our parents. The relationship of our parents affect our development. When we see a parent or a family member suffering in his or her relationship, we start to view, for instance, commitment as something negative. Children are highly impressionable. They see mommy crying, or because daddy said something, or daddy leave a permanent imprint, or mommy said something. Children are so sensitive. In fact, statistics about kids growing up in broken family are shocking. I've studied those statistics. According to the Journal of Child Psychology and Psychiatry, teenagers in single-parent families and blended families are 3 times more likely to need psychological help within a given year. After they grown up, those who came from broken family are almost twice as likely to attempt suicide than those who came from homes with both parents. This has been something that has been documented by the Journal of American Academy of Child and Adult Psychiatry. Furthermore, 70% of long-term prison inmates grew up in broken families. People who commit crimes, if you studied their psychology, if you studied the background of where they're coming from, it points towards this aspect. It is not to say that children who came from dysfunctional family are actually growing up to be dysfunctional themselves. But what I've noticed is that children usually end up by doing the same exact things they've seen in their family, or sometimes completely opposite as their parent. The question that becomes, why would we keep doing what our parents did if it was so destructive and hurtful to others? Maybe it's because that's all we knew or all we know. As we explain this by the fact that we are creatures of habits who implement memory into action. And because of this, we'll keep repeating what we've learned until we learn otherwise. So even if it's wrong, we will do what we saw others doing. So even if it's wrong to take a gun and kill, we keep on doing it. And we keep on doing it and doing it and doing it. Nobody can stop this from happening. And because it's wrong to go to war, even 77 years later, we keep on doing it. Perhaps we all like to believe that we can make the situation more positive for us. Let's say if it was that, subconsciously we want to rectify what brought pain to us and those we love. And certainly we can if we undertake the process of correcting the things that we did. And as we venture out into the real world, we start to experience small traumas firsthand, like the person who broke your heart in middle school. You probably look back in those memories and laugh, but remember how much your first relationship affected you when you were in it. You may be having, memories of how you cry your eyes out when you saw your classmate you like kissing somebody else, no? Or feelings of inferiority when the boy that you like didn't return your feelings. So these memories are still in you. They store somewhere where? In the library of your brain. Believe it or not, there is a library of your brain. Everything you have ever experienced remains in you, is part of you, is part of your being. Everything what happened to you, no matter how insignificant it may seem now, had a hand in molding the way you think, in molding the way you act today. Have you ever noticed that social media app offers suggestions based on your views and your like? If you browse constantly a page about makeup on Instagram or on Facebook, you will see that the next app that is offered is full of makeup artists and all kinds of beauty products. This might be like a clever algorithm because it's a timeless karmic principle that applies to real life. What you experience, establish what you attract. So out of experiences, sequences of behavior are formed. So I found that extremely, extremely fascinating. So as soon as you experience something that has a strong impact on you, whether negative or positive, it gets stored in your human hard drive, because there is a human hard drive, and it opens universal doors for similar experience to follow. This isn't a problem when your hard drive is filled with joyful experience and happy relationship, because you will bring in more of those. The problem is when it gets jammed with challenges and obstacles that all resembles each other in nature. It is then that pattern becomes hard to determine. The only way to shatter a painful cycle is to return to the origin, to the earliest memory stored in your human hard drive. Think about what you recall from your first youth. More often, you will always be able to recall memories that had an impression on you. See your parents playing with you. Do you remember their arguments? Go back to those moments. Then evaluate how your perspective on life has evolved with time. How your personal experiences have evolved. What has, changed your confidence in yourself. What has weakened your confidence. How your view on life has changed based on your childhood experience. So try to reflect on how you were treating the way you were growing up, whether your opinion were valued or not valued. How did your people around you made you feel? So all of those things, as I said, were stored in your human hard drive. Did your parents listen to what you had to say when you were little? Did they dismiss your feeling? Did your family members, your teachers, your classmates, your friends advocate your thoughts and believe in you or invalidate your feelings? This has a lot to do with your sense of self-development. Invalidation leads to unworthiness, while validation leads to strength. So I look at somebody, when I work with people, I understand what happens when they were young. If they live in an environment where their self-development had a lot to do with the validation and empowerment, or the emotions were not validated, so they didn't grow up the correct way. Children who are empowered are more likely to have a strong sense of worth and high level of self-confidence, so they move in the right direction. They play out positively in their career choices and interpersonal relationship as they reject the wrong people, stand up for themselves, and they earn more respect. So do you see how significant it is growing up in the right environment? So acknowledging what emotions are associated with the people in your life can help you figure it out, what you need to do in order to move in the right direction. Think about each of your parents. Do you think lovingly of your father? Or do you harbor resentment towards him because he left your mother? Or because he wasn't in your life that much? Are you at peace with your mother? Or do you blame her for being too controlling over your life and putting pressure on you? What I remember in my family is that my mom grew up without a mother. Her mother died after giving birth to her. She always told me, Carmen, I had no idea what it is to feel a love of being loved by a mother. It's just, I will never forget those words. What it is to be in this earth without the love and the source where you're coming from. And for that reason, my mother was controlling. My mother didn't know any better. She had her own issues all her life. She was very insecure all her life. And so I'm not judging, I'm not blaming her, but I understand, and I understood always where her problems were and the root of the problem. So, these are just a few examples of common emotions that people associate in life with their parent. But unfortunately, such emotion are often the origin of lifetime karmic pattern of behavior. And probably your situation could be completely different. That's why if you want to share your situation with me, I invite you to the phone. I invite you to call in 202-570-7057. I love to hear from you. No matter the nature of your question or no matter the nature of your problem, call in. I'm here for you. This is your show. This is a calling show. This is a show in which we share opinion. You share with me how you feel. You share with me your concern. You want guidance, and guidance comes through the conversation. So let's talk about this interesting topic, or call for any kind of a topic. I'm here for you, no matter the reason of the question or the reason of the call. So I'm looking forward to hearing from you. 202-570-7057. And meanwhile, I'm going to take a short break, and I'll be with you in a second. Don't go anywhere.
The best of the holistic, spiritual, and conscious world. OMTimes Radio. IOM-FM.
OMTimes magazine is one of the leading online content providers of positivity, wellness, and personal empowerment. A philanthropic organisation, their net proceeds are funneled to support worldwide charity initiatives via Humanity Healing International. Through their commitment to creating community and providing conscious content, they aspire to uplift humanity on a global scale. Connect at omtimes.com. OMTimes, creating a more conscious lifestyle.
My name is Victor Furman. Some call me The Voice. I've always been fascinated with human nature, spirituality, science, and the crossroads at which they meet. Join me Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern on OMTimes Radio, and we'll explore these topics and so much more on Destination Unlimited.
COVID-19, brought to you by CDC and the Ad Council.
If you're feeling increasingly lonely right now, you're not alone. It's totally normal. Even though we may not be able to get together in person, connecting virtually with friends and family still gives you a chance to interact with people and may help raise your spirits. Join a virtual book club, set up group text chats, or online video coffee breaks with coworkers.
Find more self-care and coping tips at coping-19.org.
And I'm back, and I think I have an interesting topic, a topic that we all, something that we all experience. And I want you to think right now about the people in your life and the way they make you feel in the present moment. If you feel discouraged right now by somebody, let me know. Or if you were discouraged as a child, are you still surrounded by people who make you discouraged now? If you were bullied in school, did you bring that feeling, to the present day? If one of your parents abandoned you, do you feel like is your love interest still walking out on you? Because childhood experience can produce both trauma and something karmic that can be play out later on in life. Now, talking about that, inner peace is achieved because we need that, is achieved through stability. But former trauma often make its present felt sooner or later. And when you feel the energy of a trauma from past resurfacing, all of a sudden, just suddenly you feel anxious and afraid that something bad is going to happen, or you're afraid to do something that has something to do with the past. I want you to recenter yourself, to step back, to take control, and let the emotion and thoughts come and go, and don't dwell on them, and just stay calm and do some empowering affirmation, because affirmation rewire the brain, but not emotion to take control. Emotion can take control, and when we allow emotion to take charge, then we are lost in that moment. So let's do some affirmation to lift your spirit and take away the effect of all trauma that can creep in. For instance, we should say things like, my pain is part of my past. It does not span into my future. My experiences have taught me my necessary lessons. Through this hard time, I have learned and evolved. I have the power to turn any problem into a victory. My path is clear. I know exactly what I must do. I am sustained by people who support me through anything. My suffering has been heard. I will be rewarded with joy. I will make out of this storm stronger and better. Determination and ambition surge through me. An unexpected blessing awaits me. By saying things like this, you empower yourself and you break through negative feelings, because childhood trauma is difficult to overcome. But within you is that remarkable power to heal and become whole again. Now I'm going to go to Susan. Thank you, Susan, for calling me. How are you, my dear?
Hi, Carmen. I'm hanging in there. I actually am taking a leave from my work because my manager was really kind of verbally abusive during my performance.
So this happens. It's exactly what I'm talking. Either that this happened at some point in life when you were young, or it happens at any age, at any point in our life. The people in our environment can be abusive, verbally, or they just think that it's okay to abuse someone.
Correct. And so I totally agree with that, stepping back and getting your power back.
Right.
I'm working on that, but I'm curious what you see for my future, because I've had a couple other job interviews.
So first of all, I applaud you for taking your power back, and I applaud you for. So my advice is, don't allow that to happen. Abuse is not allowed. You don't allow him to abuse you emotionally, verbally, in any way, in no shape or form. And I think that you will have two choices to interview, probably not for only one company. There might be another company. I think you will be able to choose between two different places, and I think you will be way better in a different company. And I feel a place on a corner of a street somewhere on a second or the sixth floor. There's something with number 2 and number 6. Then I see an environment with a lot of windows, a lot of light. The energy is different. A lot of young people. You will feel so much at home. In comparison with the place where you are now, where there is somebody bossy and abusive, here everything is calm, relaxing. People are in control, and nobody has this kind of a negative attitude. So it's going to make a world of a difference.
Okay, that's good to hear. And then I'm just curious, how should I go forward trying to keep the negative energy people from, the toxic people from entering?
You don't allow them. Anytime you feel any form of toxicity, anybody trying to put you down, anybody trying to hurt your feelings, anybody disrespecting you in any form, shape, and form, you keep the distance, and you stay centered, and you do your own affirmation. They say, I'm strong, I'm in control, I'm not allowing this to happen. You remove yourself, and you put those people in their place, and you not, it depends, if this is in an environment at work, you report that incident. Did this happen to you multiple times in the past?
Yes, it's always, and I'm, like you said, from our childhood, I'm number 10 of 10 kids. So,
Wow.
Yeah, being bullied or, being picked on throughout life.
You the youngest out of 10?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Wow, my mom was the youngest out of 11. Yeah, and when her mom gave birth, she died right after that. So she grew up without a mom. But and that was during the Second World War, and she had such a hard time, and this affected her forever. The fact that she didn't have a mother. Her sisters took care of her, so I understand where you're coming from. I understand how hard this had to be. But were you in good relationship with your siblings?
Yeah, for the most part, yes. But it to be my workplace. Wherever I go to work, it seems like I end up, because I'm kind of strong experience, that managers or attorneys, they feel threatened by that maybe or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it's possible. It's possible that people feel like your expertise is better, or they're afraid that you might take their place. People act like this, especially if they feel threatened.
And, I try to be mindful and nice to everybody.
Of course. Yeah, but especially, you probably, I wonder why you attract those people, but reality is that they exist everywhere. People insecure exist everywhere. So people around you seem to be extremely unhappy, anxious, insecure, people with anxiety, who are not lacking confidence in themselves, and then they see you stronger, and they attack you. You are attacked by them.
Yeah,
but in your case, I feel there's one person in particular attacking you.
Right. Yes.
So
that's why I want to get away from that atmosphere, and
right.
But it seems to happen quite a bit, and I try to let myself process the feelings, like you said, to process them,
right,
and to move on. But sometimes people are just, I don't think they realize how they're behavior
No,
is coming up.
anytime this turns into verbal abuse, anytime this becomes a serious form of toxicity, because abuse becomes toxic, you should not be in a toxic environment. And this is something that you should report. You should inform the people on the top of the pyramid, who's in charge of this company. Let them know, document everything. Don't let that happen and move on, because one incident like this is way too many. So don't let this happen to you. And go check, you know what I mean? Because you are so prepared, you're so good, you can be working anywhere else. Don't let this happen to you. The chances are that if this something to you, it happens in one place, it might happen somewhere else, So if you don't stand up for yourself, will continue to happen. So if you stand up, then you stop the cycle of reoccurring,
Right, and that's what I did. Was I anonymously turned the manager in and explained that. But they don't do anything. Sometimes they put it in that they have a policy, that it's a zero tolerance policy for that kind of behavior. But in reality, they actually don't do anything about it.
And in reality, it's completely opposite. Yeah. But you know what? That's it.
What's that?
That's it. For you, you're done. Document this, make it in writing, inform whatever you need to inform what has happened to you. Attach all the proofs, the conversation, the way it took place, and move on. And I think you're gonna find a way better place, the one I've told you about. Look for that. You're gonna find actually you're gonna have two choices, and get what's best for you and move on, and find your worth, and don't stay in an environment like this. You're gonna be perfect.
Do you have a time frame when that's going to happen?
In the next number of weeks. It's not going to take long. Not going to take long. Okay, my love. I love you. Thank you so much for calling me.
Thanks.
Appreciate you so much, Susan.
You too.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
my love. Okay. Hi, Cornelia. Hi, my lovely Cornelia. How are you?
Hello, Carmen. I'm wonderful. Thank you. What about yourself?
Excited about my topic. Anything about your childhood that you want to share with me?
Me, I just called because, I have to call even if I'm happy. Not just when I'm sad, when I'm happy too. And I got the job, what you were predicting me 2 weeks ago.
I'm so excited. Yay. This is fabulous. Yay.
Really, I would like this would work out for me, because even materially, it's not a heavy, it kind of how you, it's not exactly office, but it's a very light, it's something what I really like to do, and I just hope that I'm gonna be able to make
very
time.
Good. I feel so good about it. I'm so excited for you. Excited. This is,
and I hope I'm gonna stay for a while here.
Oh yeah, you are. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. This feels so right. This feels.
That's how you see.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Carmen, but may I have just one question, please?
Please, whatever questions you have, I'm here for you.
Carmen, you remember I was talking about my son, that he had a problem with a lady from the H&R from their factory. And he paid a lawyer. The lawyer pretty much solved everything. It should be clean. Even the doctor notes came, now the expertise, not just the doctor notes, and they should accommodate it already him, and to be everything okay, and it's still not happening. What's going on, Carmen? What's going to happen? Because this kid's fighting for 2.5 years now.
It just, the system is like this. It just delayed and dragging the system. I think you have to hold on probably another 3-4 months. I hate to say that, but it is coming to a resolution.
How much?
Another 2-3 months. I hate to say that, probably somewhere by the fall this is coming to an end. But it might take a little bit longer. Yeah. But I do see a resolution, an end of, like you see the light at the end of a tunnel in June. So it's coming to an end.
In June?
Yeah, in June you see the light at the end, and then in September it's completely closed. The door is, so this is over. So I'm sorry.
What do you think, Carmen, if my son would give up? Give up because even for me it's too much now. Would he find something right away or...
He's not giving up because we're almost there. It's a matter of another month or two. You're not giving up at the end, you know?
I see that he don't really... I'm just asking you. He didn't tell me nothing about such a situation. But I'm just trying to tell him, Eddie...
Yeah, I know. It's just
Eddie, just give up, Mommy, and find something else because there are so many jobs out there. But he doesn't want to give up.
Agree. He should not give up because this is just... Hang in there just a little bit longer. Just a little bit longer. You're almost there, you know? Almost there.
And it's going to be solved and he's going to obtain whatever he wants.
That's true. Yeah. It's happening.
Okay.
We're almost there.
Okay.
Take a deep breath and say, okay, I've been...
Thank you so much, Carmen, and thank you for... I actually called you to tell you the good news.
I'm excited for you. This needs a celebration. It's a celebration. I want to celebrate here with you now.
Yes.
All right, my
of course.
Cornelia. Thank you for calling
I kiss you, Carmen. I love you, and have a beautiful evening. Thank you for taking my call.
Okay, my lovely Cornelia. So, my dear Barbara, hold on the line. I take a short break, and then I'll be with you. Hi, Barbara from Chicago. Hold on the line 1 minute, okay? I'll take a short break.
The best of holistic, spiritual, and conscious world. OMTimes Radio. IOM FM.
Ascending Hearts is no ordinary dating site, but a spiritual dating site with a purpose, to link you with your soulmate. We engineer the serendipity so you can trust that you will attune with someone that has the same matching vibration as you. Ascending Hearts, the conscious dating site for the spiritually aware. Try Ascending Hearts for free. AscendingHearts.com.
Hello, I'm Sandy Sedgbeer, host of OMTimes Magazine's flagship radio show, What is Going On? My passion is sifting through information, research, and innovations from new thought teachers, speakers, and researchers, pushing back the boundaries of what we know about life, energy, metaphysics, and the universe. I love shifting perceptions about who we are, why we're here, and how quickly impossible becomes normal when we open our minds, expand our awareness, and accept that the only limits that exist are those we place upon ourselves. So if you're the kind of forward-thinking, eager investigator of what lies beyond the current reality that most perceive, why not make a date to come play with me in the field of possibilities at 4 p.m. Pacific Time, 7 p.m. Eastern Time every Thursday, and together we can discover what's really going on.
If I could be you,
and you could be me, for just 1 hour,
if you could find a way
to get inside each other's mind,
walk a mile in my shoes.
Walk a mile in my shoes.
Walk a mile in my shoes.
We've all felt left out, and for some, that feeling lasts more than a moment. We can change that. Learn how at belongingbeginswithus.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Walk a mile in my shoes.
And I'm back on OMTime. I'm Carmen Harra with my show Miracle Guidance for Everyday Life. Please remember my book, Committed: Finding Love and Loyalty Through the 7 Archetypes, is still available. It came last year, some months ago. It's still available if you looking for commitment, if you want to understand the concept of archetype that has been introduced in psychology by Carl Jung. This is the book for you. If you're looking to re-examine your beliefs about commitment, if you want to liberate yourself from the people and places that no longer serve you, if you want to identify your personal archetype, if you want to determine your own archetype, if you want to make your partner commit based on the needs, the fears, the desires of his archetype, if you want to successfully navigate through the world of online dating and in-person dating, if you want to build emotional intimacy, if you want to apply real world solution to solve your relationship problem, my book, I think, is a book for you. It has been endorsed by John Gray, the author of one of the most amazing book ever written on relationship. Women Are From Venus, Men Are From Mars. He endorsed my book. He said, this is a manual for the people who are looking to establish a wonderful love relationship. So please get my book if you're interested to build a commitment in your life. It's still available everywhere books are sold, and of course it's available on Amazon. Of course at Barnes and Noble, you can find it everywhere. And my topic tonight, as you know, is overcoming trauma. It's such a significant topic because we know how we all, in a way or another, have been dealing with trauma in life. That we've been bullied at school, that we faced trauma in childhood, that it happened in the workplace, that it happened because we went through a divorce or we lost somebody, so trauma happens. But the great news is that we have to decide how we want to respond, and it's completely up to us. And anytime we're facing a difficult situation, there are things that we need to do to regain our inner strength and overcome trauma. And I'm going to go now to my next caller, who's actually my wonderful Barbara from Chicago. Hi, Barbara. And then I'm going to go to Tina. Hi, Barbara. How are you, my dear?
Good, Carmen. And I'm glad for this topic because I personally kind of resolved it with just going into myself and wishing them well, wishing them love, but don't engage with them. Period.
Exactly. That's the wisdom. That's the wisdom. You know, you have to see beyond the moment. The moment, you know, that's the wisdom. In which way, if you don't mind asking me, this happened to you? When did it happen to you?
It was little thing. Well, there's quite a bit for myself speaking.
Right.
But for like with a father, and I had to and it wasn't really bad things, but it wasn't being validated. And then
Right.
I just had to come to the conclusion that you are so lucky. You have two fathers, but your heavenly Father will never disappoint you.
Oh, yeah, you have a point, you know.
So with that, it took away the earthly disappointment with that. Because if you focus your eyes on God, you don't have to worry about the other.
Exactly. And probably ask yourself, what is the greatest purpose of a painful moment, you know? What were you meant to learn? And then see an obstacle as an opportunity for your personal growth. Did it happen this way?
Yeah. Because once you let go of the, for lack of a different word, the pain of it, you know, then it's not constantly ruminating in your mind and in your body and in your cells and everything.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
That's exactly it. You got it. So, so, and where you stand right now in your heart? So it's fully resolved?
With some, I just let it go. When I think about it, I just keep letting it go. I don't deal with it. I just let it go. Let it go. Let God heal. Let God take care of it.
Okay.
My grandmother used to have a saying when we were kids, and she'd say, "Leave them alone, and they'll come home wagging their tails behind them." and you know, it's kind of funny. Yeah, but what it means, you know, what it means is it'll all get taken care of, and you don't have to worry and fret and try to figure out and all this. Sometimes, Spirit, you need to let things be, and but be positive, but be loving, and that doesn't mean that you're giving up your boundaries either.
Agree.
You know, So it just said, let's see, let it see what happens. That's all. So that's how I'm looking at it. But I have a question to ask you.
Please ask me. Yeah.
Am I going to find is it going to be more of a as far as a doctor for myself, a male or a female? Will I find the person soon? Is it holistic, or what's coming for me?
Which kind of what are you looking? Which problem are you looking to treat?
I have breast issues.
Okay. I see a woman.
Okay.
Is this, are you looking for some investigation or reconstruction?
Well, I haven't done anything with it yet.
Right, because when you say it's a woman and a man, I'm getting both. I feel like you go from one into another. It's like you go to one and then one sends you to someone else. So it can be both. But I feel like first you go to a woman and the woman might send you to a man. But I don't feel like there's anything serious that you should be worried about. You understand?
Okay.
When we women think about a breast, you think, oh my God, do I have cancer? Or I don't feel anything like that. I feel like you want to take care of more something that can be aesthetic or something that can be, you want to make sure everything is okay. Like you want to do some investigation and then you want to change something in the overall perspective of it, in the overall aspect of it. Does this make sense to you?
Not really, because I do have actually 2 lumps, so...
Well, are they cancerous?
I don't know.
They're not, because they're not. So if you have something like that, I don't see them being cancerous.
Oh, that's good. Well, I still got to go forward,
So if you move forward, I do see being woman. There's something that's there, involves an intervention that means probably a reconstruction, like removing something and make them, you know what I mean? But not that you have to, that you have cancer. I don't have a feeling of cancer. Now, a lot of things that can happen in the breast can have something to do with accumulation of tissue or hormonal or stuff like that. Not everything is cancer.
Gotcha.
Or something that can be benign, but something that if they remove something that they need to reconstruct or make it look better or, something like that. But I don't think anything to be worried. I don't have a feeling you should be. And I want you to update me on this and call me on the show anytime you want.
Okay.
Anytime
okay, but
I would love to hear from you.
Yeah. Well,
I'm
you know what?
That anything is going to happen to you or you should be worried at all.
Okay. Because at one time, the lady, I can't think of what it was that she was on, and she said something happened. She was on your show, and she said something happened in December, and I couldn't think of what it was when she was on your show. It was like a month or 2 ago, and then I remembered, Carmen, you told me to do the salt Christmas Eve at 12 o'clock, and I did it. And she said, something changed on Christmas. I don't know what it is. And I didn't think about it. And then all of a sudden it hit me that that was the salt that Carmen talked about.
Right.
About throwing it out to get rid of negative energy.
Yes, and do it again. Just do it again,
And what about the egg? Explain the egg again quickly, if you would.
The egg, you rub the egg. That's an Egyptian ritual. You rub the egg all around from the forehead, go into the, and all the chakra points. And you rub it around the chakra points and also rub the egg around those lumps, rub it around. It absorbs whatever is in the air, it goes into the egg,
Okay.
If there's an energy that is there, because we are forms of energy at the end of the day, So you take away the bad energy. The egg is going to take it away, and you rub it all the way around. and then you throw the egg away. And do it on a daily basis. Buy a fresh egg from anywhere, and rub it all around the points of energy, from the top of your head, around the third eye, go around where the thyroid is, the solar plexus about the rib cage, and they'll go into the breast, wherever the two things are in both breasts or only in one? Both. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I don't feel there's anything in that. I feel there's something benign. I think it's just some tissue and some accumulation, something hormonal. It happens. I had them when I was very young. And my parents were so devastated. I was 23. And then they went away on their own. They went away on their own.
Lucky, yeah.
Yeah,
I could only
went away.
I could only wish.
Yeah. They can go away. This because there's a lot of hormonal imbalances that happen through life, and in the accumulation of those hormonal, and then they get stuck in the ovaries and the uterus and go in the breast and anywhere, and this is the way immediately we believe, there has to be cancer. No, absolutely not. There can be deposits of all kinds of hormonal residues, So please don't come to any conclusion. But please keep me posted. I'm here to help you. Please, okay?
Is there anything that you need to say with doing the egg or no?
Have you ever been taking those how old are you right now exactly?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
How old are you right now?
66.
66. That's what I imagine. So we're the same age. So you did you ever take those pills when you went through the menopause?
No.
Okay, good. Then you have nothing to worry.
I didn't.
No, nothing to worry. You're fine. This usually happens to women to go to take hormones to continue to keep the period going, all those stuff that
Yeah, no.
Good. So very good. If you take that, then you can have problems. There's nothing. I promise you. No. Please keep me posted. Keep me posted, okay, my angel.
Thank you.
I love you, Barbara.
Thank you.
I'm going to go to Tina. Hi, Tina. How are you, my love?
Hi, Carmen. I'm good. Thank you for taking my call.
I love you, my Tina. How are you, my sweetheart?
I love you, too. I love you a lot. Thank you very much. I missed the beginning of the show. I'm so sorry, but I'm really interested.
If you want to listen again to the show, it's a very interesting part at the beginning. I explained some interesting psychological things. If you want to listen, you can listen again. You go to you go to my site, carmenharra.com, and there's an icon. There's a link that says radio show, and you click on OMTime Radio. Click, and it takes you straight to, and you can listen anytime you want to this show.
Thank you. I'll do that. And all I wanted to ask you is if Spirit has anything to tell me. I've had a lot of trauma till I was about 20. Everything was trauma. Nowhere was safe. And then I married my wonderful husband, and he made me feel safe, but then he died. And the last several years have been really traumatic again. So I'm hoping the trauma is almost over.
Right.
So I wonder if Spirit has anything to tell me.
Well, your husband is protecting you and your father's protecting you. Does that make sense?
Yes, and today is my father's 100th birthday.
Yes.
He would have been 100 today. Yeah.
Yes, your father came. The first one that came that I saw is actually your dad.
Okay.
And your dad is like him. He said, well, nothing can happen to you. I'm here for you. I'm here. And please know how much I love you. And he's actually with your husband, so they actually come together.
Oh, and you're going to make me cry.
And
I'm actually at the cemetery right now.
Oh, my God. This is so beautiful.
I'm at the cemetery where they are buried. I'm here because it's my dad's birthday. Yeah, he would have been 100.
Oh my God, this is amazing. You know what's incredible? Do you know that my father will turn also 100 in 2 months? Exactly. Isn't that amazing? That's incredible. So both our dads were both, my father was born 1922. Wow, isn't that incredible?
Same
that
here.
Both our dads were both the same, born the same year.
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
I'm so impressed.
Yeah. Well, thank you for telling me that they're taking care of me. That gave me chills and makes me cry.
So much. They said I'm at the end of the show. Tina, call me anytime in the next weeks, anytime you want, and listen to the show if you want, because there's some interesting information. But I love you, Tina, for calling me. And please light a candle for both these two beautiful spirits who say how much they love you and how grateful they are.
Yes, thank you so much.
I love you, Tina. Thank you, my
Love you
angel.
too. God bless you.
You too, my love. So thank you, everybody, for listening. I'm Carmen Harra on OMTime Radio. I'll be back with you next Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time on this amazing station with my wonderful producer, Christopher. God bless you guys. Thank you so much for listening. I'm Carmen Harra.